Hey everybody, today we're going to take a look at the Amazon Basics 18 sheet paper shredder. This shredder has a micro cut shredding mechanism, so it's going to give you pretty small paper size coming out of it, probably a little bit smaller than you may be used to on other shredders. So that gives you just a little bit extra layer of security, smaller paper size, harder to put back together if somebody really wanted to, make a jigsaw puzzle out of your bank statement or something. On the top here, you're going to see it's pretty standard design. You got your slot for putting the paper in, of course. There's a little bit of an indent here just to mark the center area, and that's where you can insert credit cards or CDs. So you can shred one credit card or one CD at a time. And of course, it is an 18 sheet paper shredder, so you can put up to 18 sheets in and have it shred all those at once, which is nice if you've got a lot of paper to shred. Some other shredders, you might have to, do it in batches of 8 or 10. This one lets you do 18 at a time. Pretty standard control panel on the top. You've got an off option if you just want to turn the whole thing totally off. Then this middle one is the automatic mode. This is probably where you'll leave it most of the time. In the automatic mode, it's just going to sense when you stick something in the slot, start shredding immediately. It's also got a forward and reverse mode. That'll just turn the motor on in forward or reverse and leave it on. That's mainly for clearing a paper jam or when you're doing maintenance on it. If you're oiling it, you can run it in reverse after you've fed a sheet of oiled paper through it, and that'll just kind of distribute the oil throughout, make sure everything gets nice and lubricated. Got some status lights here. There is a status light for when the bin is full. That's nice. You don't usually see that on some of the shredders, but that way you'll know, hey, the bin's full, don't put any more paper in. Another one showing that the door is open. The shredder will not function if the door is open, so that's just an easy way for you to tell, hey, close the door. We've also got an overload light. That light's going to tell you when too much paper has been inserted. So if you insert 20 sheets, it's going to probably do that. It will automatically switch to reverse and try to eject that paper if you put too much in it, and then you just have to reduce the number of sheets of paper that you have and try again. There's also an overheat light. The shredder, of course, like all shredders, is not designed to be run continuously. So if you do run a pretty large job through it, shred lots and lots of paper in one go, you're probably going to overheat it. It's not an issue, it's going to tell you that it's overheating. And if it does, you'll just want to let it cool down for 50 minutes, and then you can start shredding again. While we're talking about overheating, you'll see on the back here, it actually does have some vents, and that's just to cool it off. The instructions say to make sure you have at least 2 inches of space around the entire shredder, just for ventilation purposes. And then on the front, you've got your door. The whole front of it here just pops out, slides out. This is where all your shreds are going to go. It's completely removable. Pretty large bin. You'll probably be able to shred quite a bit of paper. And then you'll see, just to give you an idea here, you get pretty small shreds out of this thing. They're kind of folded over, but you can see the size there. So that's what you're going to end up with. And then you just close it back and you're ready to go. It's relatively quiet. I was actually quite impressed by how quiet this machine is for the strength of it. So, to show you an example here, I've got 18 sheets of paper right here. Pretty thick size paper, pretty standard. We'll just feed it in here and see how it goes. So there you have it. It's really quiet. I've had other paper shredders that are not as small of a cut and also can't do as many sheets that are much, much louder. So I think this one is a winner. It's really heavy. That's the only downside. Your initial setup is going to be carrying it somewhere, but it's not a big deal. It's not like you're going to move it that much. Shreds a lot of paper, shreds pretty quickly, and is quiet. So I think if you're looking for a paper shredder, especially if you want one that can do more than 8 sheets at a time and one that's relatively quiet, this is definitely one to consider.